Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever heard of this craze, this Temu craze where everybody's buying all these cheap products? I mean, incredibly inexpensive. And I heard about it and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. And I thought, what could I get on Temu that would be super cool? I thought about an e-bike. Could you get an e-bike on Temu? So I did that. I went right to Temu, I searched e-bike, and then after I searched e-bike, I sorted by top sellers because I want ones that a lot of people have purchased. I feel safer about that. Then I went ahead and filtered just free shipping and local delivery because who wants to wait 2 months to get a product? I want something fast. 5 days later, this arrived. Guys, this is my new e-bike from Temu. It is the S5. It doesn't even have a name. It just has a letter and a number, an S5. And I got to tell you, my first impression, this is a small box. As you can see here, it's tiny for an e-bike box. So I wonder how many pieces it's in, what kind of process it's going to be to build, and all of the specs and all that. I did notice some of the specs when I was purchasing it. Of course, I went cheap because this is simply an experiment. So it has a pretty small motor. I don't know about the range on this thing, if it can even handle a 200-pound frame guy like myself. But we're going to find out because it's very light. This box, I could lift with one arm. So I'm a little bit nervous, to be quite honest, but let me show you what it looks like when you open up the box. I'll go ahead and build it. We'll take it for a ride. I'll tell you what I think. Temu e-bikes today. Let's go. All right, so this is a fairly normal build here for e-bikes, but as you can tell, this is a much smaller e-bike than I anticipated. It said on their website 6 feet would be no problem, which is my height. Although the seat is adjustable, it's a very low e-bike. It is a very small e-bike and a very light e-bike. I can't imagine my range will be very good. We'll test that in today's video. But I was curious about these Temu e-bikes. And as you can tell, it's almost like a toy e-bike, but we're gonna still test it out. It does have some upgraded features. The spokes are upgraded on here. These are fairly small tires. These are 16 by 2.125 tires. So they're 16-inch tires and only a little bit over 2 inches wide. So they're a little bit small tires, probably perfectly fine for streets, but I don't think I would take this off-road. But as you can see here, the seat is adjustable. It's a foldable design, so the neck itself folds down like this. So you just fold it up in place, and then I'll have to take this off, probably with a bolt, it looks like, and put the handlebars on. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I'll put the front tire on really quick, and we'll take it for a spin, check this thing out, and I'll give you my final thoughts, guys. 400 bucks shipped free, got it in 5 days. Really can't beat that for probably a teenager or a small adult, but you know what? Maybe I'll like it even better. Won't know till I get on the road, so let's do it. All right, I'm getting ready to take this out on the road. It's going to be a really quick filming scene because, to be honest with you, this is just too small of a bike. I mean, you can actually see this seat is at its highest setting, and I'm about 6 feet tall. This thing is really too small for me, but if you're under, I'd say 5'7", it's probably ideal. You could probably step through, swing your leg around pretty easily. The seat does go down further, but it won't go up any further than where it's at right now. Couple first impressions before I take it out on the road. First of all, there is no speedometer, so you don't know how fast you're going. So the specs that I'm going to put in the description section of this video are the specs from the brand website, but I have no way to test that unless I mount a cell phone. But I can tell you right now, 250 watt motor, 7.5 amp, 36 volt battery. It's not going to go very fast, and it's not going to have a super long range. But again, this is Temu, guys. You never know what you're going to get on Temu. So to turn it on, all you do is turn the key, and it will light up on the panel right there. To go, you just hit the throttle, and literally that's all you do to go is hit the throttle. So it does have some pretty good torque when you hit that throttle, but let's get on the road and we'll test it all out. Well, since I'm out here riding, I might as well talk a few things I noticed right off the bat. The seat's actually quite comfortable. It's an oversized seat. Also has a suspension in the seat, which is quite nice. Spec-wise on something like this, keep in mind these are 16-inch wheels, so we're just going to test this on the road really quick. It does have a top speed for me, and I did test this on my phone, of about 20 miles per hour. There is no speed limiter on here, however, so you probably could go upwards of 30 plus if you are downhill. But with my weight, flat lands, you're getting about 20 miles per hour. And that's because it has a 250 watt motor. It's a very small motor. It is a brushless motor. It's pretty quiet. Brakes work really good on this thing as well. Battery wise, 36 volt, 7.8 amp hour battery. So if you do the math, perfect world scenario, you're talking about 37-mile range. However, that's perfect world. I like to throttle. I don't want to pedal. In fact, I probably couldn't pedal on this because it's such a small bike. So I'm probably going to get closer to 15 to 20 mile range on this little e-bike. Well, there we go, guys. I took it out for a quick spin just so you can kind of take a look at it. Very light e-bike, very inexpensive e-bike. Again, I got this on Temu. If you're looking for an e-bike in Temu, I would be very cautious. Make sure you look at the specs and make sure you look at the dimensions. I didn't look that closely. I was in a rush just to get a cheap e-bike, and for about $400, I got this one right here. It's actually pretty smooth. It was quiet on the road. Brakes actually worked really good. A little bit bumpy. There isn't a suspension on here other than the seat post, which it's actually kind of a nice seat, believe it or not. But I could not pedal. I was just too low. I couldn't extend my legs out, so I just used throttle the whole time while I was out there riding. It does come standard with these little flare fenders. I'm not a big fan because they do that while you're riding, which does not look good. Kickstand's very small. I did mention it was an S5 model. There is a name. It's called the TF Smilee. So if you want to look up the specs, you more certainly can, and I'll put links to this down in the description section of the video. Guys, honestly, I don't like it, but I'm just being honest. I tested it for you guys. Temu maybe isn't the best place to buy e-bikes. You know how you buy clothes on Temu? Well, they're always too small, at least from what I've heard. I haven't purchased any clothes on there, but I heard most of the time the clothes are way too small, and this bike is way too small. I'm going to find a local neighborhood kid. I'm going to give it to them, guys, because if they're a kid, this is perfect for them. It's light, it's small, it folds down. It's got a little neck that folds down, has a headlight so you can ride it at night, and it's perfect for a little kid, but not for a 6-foot dude like me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks.